Tonight on the CBS late movie, Peter Fonda, Billy D. Williams, and Keir Dullea star in Hostage Tower, the high-powered story of a bizarre criminal who takes over the Eiffel Tower in Paris and holds the American president's mother hostage. And Charles Kuralt brings you all the news, sports, and weather, plus interesting features and much more on Morning with Charles Kuralt.
Last night, as many of you know, technical difficulties knocked out the final scenes from the CBS movie, The Choice. Kay and Jerry confronted each other after Kay's abortion. Jerry realizes one of the reasons Kay aborted the child was because he had gone off with another woman. They reconcile. The final scene is Kay with daughter Lisa, who is facing a similar choice. Here now, with our apologies, is that final scene.
I let you down when you came up to see me, to talk to me.
No, you didn't.
But if you just would have told me, it wouldn't have mattered. I came up there for the same reason that you came down here, looking for someone to give me the answer. Nobody can do that. The answer's here. But you're my mother. You've been through this and you know what's right.
No. I knew it was right for me. You have to make your own choice because you've got to live with it.
Mom, if it happened again, with all you know and with everything you've been through, what would you do?
Here you won't. Oh, Diet Pepsi, one small calorie. Now you see it, now you don't. That great Pepsi taste. Diet Pepsi won't go to your waist. So now you see it, now you don't. Oh, Diet Pepsi, one small calorie. Now you see it, now you don't.
My warm-ups are missing. Oh, look in my top drawer. Oh, right. Hey, what are these? Assure Natural Fit tampons. Are they made a different way? Yes, read what it says.
I love them too. Assure Natural Fit tampons are made such a comfortable way.
A U-way. A great kind of tampon protection.
Come on, you guys, we'll be late for the slalom race.
Coming.
Thanks for telling me about Assure Natural Fit tampons.
Made a great U-way. Find out about Assure Natural Fit tampons.
Get a step ahead and save during Snow Country's season clearance sale. Your last chance to take advantage of incredible savings before the ski season ends. You'll find store-wide savings on downhill and cross-country equipment, as well as savings on fashions for skiers and non-skiers alike. All merchandise has been tagged with final markdowns, so hurry to Snow Country's spectacular season clearance. Step up, get a step ahead and save.
Snow Country. You're TV10, you're looking good.
Phone talks down to the wire. Fire shuts down McCurdy's until noon tomorrow. And Cynthia Dwyer returns to the United States. Those stories next on TV10 News. Good evening, everyone. Here's what's happening. Negotiators for Rochester Tel and the communications workers are bearing down on their midnight strike deadline. Michael John is standing by with the TV10 Live Eye with an update on the talks which earlier tonight seemed deadlocked. Mike?
Dave, still no improvement, really. Both sides have recessed for the night, but a strike won't be called. Here to explain that for us is Robert Flavin, president of Local 1170 of the Communications Workers Union. Bob, what happened in there tonight?
The union recessed bargaining. We've contacted our national union to set a strike date. That will be set tomorrow. We've asked for state mediation. The companies objected to that. They want federal mediation. Therefore, both sides will now be subject to the call of the mediators.
Now, how possible is a strike at this point? Are you sure that there will be a strike? Can you say that for sure?
The union would like to avoid a strike. It appears to the union's bargaining committee and its executive board that was here tonight that the company wants a strike.
And a new offer was also made tonight.
Well, the offer was wages, the other issues the company would not address and would not move on.
Dave, that's pretty much the picture here. Everything is at a standstill, 24 more hours, as Bob Flavin said. So that's pretty much the picture here. This is Michael John with the TV10 News Live Eye.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. Fire sent hundreds fleeing in Midtown Plaza and the Seneca building early this morning. The blaze broke out in McCurdy's basement and sent noxious smoke throughout the store. 27 firefighters required medical attention. We have 2 reports, beginning with Andrea Nissen.
The fire itself was a minor one, quickly extinguished by the store's sprinkler system. Upstairs, store owner Gil McCurdy ordered all employees evacuated. There was no panic, but smoke spread through much of the 6-story building.
It's in a room where there's no sprinkler?
And it was going like a bitch.
Downstairs, a new worry. Firefighters began dropping like flies, Chief Huther's phrase, apparently from fumes described as some sort of plastic. Outside, the chief began ordering all firefighters, all 30 of them, to area hospitals for observation. Meanwhile, McCurdy's employees and the curious gathered in Midtown Mall outside the store. Joan Wheel manages McCurdy's pet store, rescued 3 puppies.
I wanted to get the puppies out when they smelled the smoke, and the nurse dragged me downstairs and wouldn't let me stay, so I told a fireman when I got down here, so he and I went back up for him. And the smoke was so bad up there that I didn't even bother with cages. I just put them in my arms and just came right back down again.
No cause is known. The arson squad is investigating the fire. No estimate of damage. Andrea Nissen,
crews were
TV10
busy
News.
getting the injured firefighters to local hospitals. The symptoms of lightheadedness and cough worried doctors. But when the examinations were over, everyone breathed a sigh of relief.
Our findings at the end of our observation were that all the people remained and felt quite well. All their initial symptoms of lightheadedness had disappeared, and none of them complained of any respiratory difficulties.
I felt like you're walking on a cloud, you know.
You're very lightheaded. Dizzy, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Very lightheaded.
Were you scared that maybe you were breathing something that could hurt you?
No, definitely. Well, you're scared on... hey, no.
Okay,
You're scared on every fire
it's
you
normal.
go to, you know.
Okay.
Everyone exposed to the smoke has been told to look for symptoms for the next 24 hours. When that time period passes, the medical story will be over. Gary Nuremberg, TV10 News.
1 firefighter remains in satisfactory condition tonight at Highland Hospital. He has just been identified to us as Dan Cole. Once again, Cole is in satisfactory condition at Highland Hospital. At least 7 persons died tonight when a corporate jet crashed into a heavily wooded area north of the Westchester County Airport. Police say there do not appear to be any survivors. The pilot reportedly talked with the airport tower just moments before the jet crashed into hilly terrain. The aircraft was owned by the Texas Gulf Sulphur Company. It was returning to the Westchester Airport from Montreal.
For the first time ever, Doyle Chevrolet invites you to take stock in America. Yes, for a limited time here at Doyle's, when you buy any new car or truck from stock, you'll get more than the lowest price. You'll get a share of America's top automaker, a share of GM stock, absolutely free. That's right, regardless of the deal, you'll receive a share of GM stock even when you buy a new Citation or Chevette. And remember, it's good to know we'll both be here tomorrow to service what you buy today. So come and take stock in America at Doyle's.
Hi, we're the Big Man construction crew.
Ready?
Brad, what are they doing?
Building the game card for McDonald's biggest game ever.
Starts Monday.
An arrest tonight in last night's Las Vegas hotel fire. 23-year-old Bruce Klein, a busboy, has been booked and charged on 8 counts of homicide. Almost 200 other people were injured when 4 separate fires broke out, and even as flames shot to the roof, gamblers gambled on the Hilton Hotel's first floor. More from Gary Shepard.
Hotel guests gathered at the front entrance this morning to find out when they might be allowed back in to reclaim their possessions. Many complained there was no warning of the fire until long after it had broken out. One guest spoke of a phone call he made from the Hilton Casino to friends upstairs who first got the news on television.
So they were sitting in the Hilton Hotel.
Sitting in Hilton on the 28th floor.
And they didn't know about the fire?
They didn't know about the fire, and there was a break in the show that they were watching, and a news cast that came out and said that the Las Vegas Hilton was on fire, and they immediately left the room and got out all right.
But officials say the fire, there was one main blaze and 3 minor ones, was definitely of suspicious origin. Hilton hotel officials estimate damage from the fire at $10 million. They are offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible. Gary Shepard, CBS News, Las Vegas. Repeating once again, Bruce Klein, a busboy at that hotel, arrested tonight and charged on 8 counts of homicide. Incidentally, the fire hoses at the hotel had been cut and stuffed with flammable materials. Building codes were not a factor in this blaze, unlike the MGM Grand Hotel fire in November. An explosion at a chemical plant in Chicago Heights, Illinois today killed 1 person and injured 23 others. The blast at DeSoto Chemical started in a resin reactor used to mix chemicals for paint. The force of the explosion buckled a steel door, broke lights and windows at a plant next door. Cynthia Dwyer, the Buffalo freelance journalist, held a tearful reunion with her family in New York today. She was released yesterday after 9 months in a Tehran jail. And then she talked with reporters today who wanted to know what she'd learned about Iran.
I simply learned that it was a very complex and confusing place with an incredible number of diverse groups operating and functioning there, and I just have to sort all this out. Because,
are you still sympathetic to the Iranian revolution?
No.
You're no longer sympathetic?
No.
In Tehran today, a massive rally marking the 2nd anniversary of the Islamic Revolution, a revolution leading to the Shah's downfall and eventual taking of American hostages. Ayatollah Khomeini today warned the clergy to stay out of politics, a move to ease tensions between religious and secular groups. More reports of violence coming out of Guatemala tonight. Gunmen stopped a prison van outside Guatemala City, dragged 6 prisoners outside, then shot and killed 4 of them. Earlier today, 8 men were found on the city's outskirts with their throats slit. 48-year-old Donald Platts was shot and killed in his van early this morning during an apparent robbery. The retired Buffalo fireman had apparently fallen asleep while parked at Flint and South Plymouth Avenue. Police say he had visited a prostitute. She identified his alleged killer, 21-year-old Albert Friesen. He is facing 2nd-degree murder charges. This is the so-called leaper, or an artist's conception of the man local authorities believe responsible for 8 bank robberies over the last 3 years. A $1,000 reward has been put up for information about him, and when the picture was released today, authorities talked about bank security.
We're in business to serve the public, and they can't make it too difficult for the public to come into the bank. Now, you've got to try to strike a balance in there somewhere. I mean, you could make the bank that it's impenetrable, but then no one would go into the bank to do business, so it's delicate from their standpoint.
The chairman of the board went before the board controlling gaming licenses in Las Vegas today. Frank Sinatra is seeking a license to act as a consultant to one of Vegas hotels. He was questioned closely about his association with alleged organized crime figures. He had a